Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year. Hope everybody is doing well. It's been a minute. I know I've been MIA, but I'm back and with some updates. So looking forward to checking in, seeing how everybody is doing, and I'll get you caught up on what's been going on since last year. As you guys may have seen by my feed, I did do a 30-day jump rope challenge at the end of last year. It was started in like the middle of the middle of November, and it went into like the middle of December. 1,000 jumps a day, 30 days straight. I was very proud of being able to complete that 30 days continuously, no days off, even on a couple of days where I can tell you it was very hard to finish the workout. Go check out the shorts. You can see the 30 days. And I also have a video that I did about, I think I was 10 days into the challenge when I was first learning the boxer skip. So if you want to go laugh at me learning the boxer skip, go back and watch that. But I was able to learn it. So that's all that matters. When I started my fitness journey back towards the end of September, I had the goal of wanting to build strength and finding different ways just to become more active and become physically stronger. So I did start, I ended up buying some dumbbells, started doing some at-home dumbbell workouts, 10 minutes. I started off real slow, and then little by little, as I started getting more active and I did start to see some pounds falling off, I ended up deciding to try to take my journey a little bit more seriously, and it kind of progressed in the past few months. So then towards November is when I started getting into jump rope, and towards the middle of November I started the 30-day challenge. And my starting weight before this was at about 147. Now that I've done more research and seen how things actually work, I was what you would call skinny fat. I basically had like sort of lean extremities, but I had a very, hard, overbearing stomach and very, very large. Whenever I gained weight, a lot of it went into my breast size. So that drastically increased as well as my weight continued to go up. So I started around 147, and just by, adjusting some of my eating habits, I had already been improving my eating habits just naturally, not ordering Uber Eats, trying to cook more whole foods, but I wasn't really dieting. I was just trying to eat non-processed foods, basically just trying to eat more healthier foods, but I wasn't really dieting per se. Like I wasn't watching my calories or anything like that. So then in middle of November is when I started the 30-day challenge, and that kind of just progressed, and I ended up documenting it. And it was awesome because I went from, not being able to jump rope to being able to do the boxer skip, the straddle, all these different techniques in 30 days. And I felt a lot better about where I was physically. The first week of jumping rope for 1,000 jumps a day, it was the most painful thing ever. My shins were on fire. And after I was able to push through that first week of pain, there were moments that I wasn't sure that I was going to be able to continue to do this. After that first week, everything did get better, and I started to enjoy it more. And I started to gain more endurance in the process, and, trying to learn how to do different moves, crossovers, double under. So it was fun. And I also saw, some weight loss. I ended up going down from 147 by the time I finished the 30-day challenge. I believe I was around 138. I had gone down about 10 pounds, and towards the end of the challenge, I hadn't seen as much weight shut off as in the beginning. Typically, when you start working out, those first few weeks, you're going to lose a lot of weight. So I kind of stalled a little bit towards the end of the jump rope challenge. And again, I was eating flexible, but not really, not tracking calories or being too conscious about what I was eating. And I was motivated by the progress, but also having to document it on YouTube. I had to see myself on video, which is something that I had not really done a lot before. I tended not to be, in pictures or in camera. So having to see myself on video and having to see especially my stomach, like how big it was, and having to see that on video, especially when I was jumping, it was, it made me very self-aware and it made me want to go even harder because I felt that I did need to lose weight. It made me realize that I was fat. I'm sorry. All that to say that it made me realize how overweight I really was. Like I had this protruding stomach, like my stomach was hanging over my sweatpants. Like that did not look good. And, it made me realize how overweight I really was and how much I just felt uncomfortable by carrying all this extra weight around, being that my frame is so small. Like I have a small frame and I'm carrying all this, excess weight in front of me. It was just, it was a lot to watch myself in those videos, but I did see a lot of progress towards the end. So documenting it on video was good because I was able to see the changes in my body by just jumping rope. So after the jump rope challenge, I ended up, so this is like right before Christmas, and I ended up giving myself a little bit of break, and I was just walking, doing things around the house to keep me busy. And during this whole time, I'm still lifting weights. I'm still doing, at home dumbbell lifting, 15, 20 minutes at the most, 3-4 times a week. Nothing crazy. Like I'm doing very basic stuff, not even progressive training. I really don't have an understanding of any of that by then. So yeah, so Christmas comes around, and I think it was actually right before Christmas is that I ended up starting, saying, okay, the jump rope challenge was good, but I really need to do something to be able to shed like the next 10 pounds. So I knew that the only way to do that was going to be to drill down into my nutrition. And that's when I started going down the rabbit hole about, your maintenance calories, your deficit calories, your bulking calories, and just understanding the whole science behind weight loss and understanding the simplicity of it. I feel that with so many fads out there, with so many diet fads and so many things out there, like we tend to overcomplicate how losing weight actually works. And when you start to look at it from a more simplistic view, it just makes it so much easier. Like the only way that you're going to lose weight is if you burn more calories than you consume in a day. Okay, so that's the basic science. And once I understood that, the basic science behind that, and once I understood the importance of eating protein, and that it wasn't so much about what you eat, it's about the amount of calories that you eat. So focusing more on that. And of course, you don't want to eat, 1,000 calories worth of donuts, because what's going to happen is you're going to be hungry 5 minutes later. So it took a lot of exploration to figure out that I needed high protein. I needed to figure out foods that I enjoyed and that they were going to fill me up. It was the only way that this was going to work, because it wasn't going to work if I was hungry and famished the whole time. So I had to prioritize protein, and I had to find foods that were satisfying to eat. That's what I ended up doing. And towards right before Christmas, I think actually like after Christmas, the day after Christmas, I started counting calories. I downloaded my fitness app, and I really started honing down. At that time, the calorie calculators had calculated 1900 as my maintenance calorie and 1600 as my deficit calories. So I ended up going with 1600, and I just started focusing on finding recipes and things to eat that were low calorie, high protein, and the most important, there were things that I enjoyed eating. And it took some trial and error. I was able to develop within, a few weeks some rotating meals that I enjoyed eating, and I didn't feel like I was depriving myself. I think, even since I started the calorie counting, which was towards the end of December till now, which we're in February now, I can count in my hand the number of times that I've actually been like hungry. And it's been one, because I've either been out in the road and didn't have any food available for me to eat, or, got stuck at a work meeting, but it wasn't because I ate something and I was starving. Like, I always ended up figuring out meals that were going to keep me satisfied, and I wasn't going to be snacking and trying to eat junk food that was going to mess up my calories. So I started tracking calories in MyFitness, just a free version. We're not trying to pay for a bunch of subscriptions. Since I had ended the jump rope challenge, I still wanted to get some cardio, so I just started walking. On the weekends, I was taking walks. I would walk to the grocery store, which is like 2 miles, to and back. So I was just trying to find different ways to stay more active, walking the dogs more, walking the dogs further. So finding more ways to get cardio other than jump roping. And then I decided a few weeks passed and I was like, hey, I am gonna do a 10,000 steps a day challenge, because why not? I was like, I did the jump rope one, I can do this. This is gonna be easy. It's 10,000 steps. It's just walking. It's just a walk in the park. Boy, I was wrong. I was wrong because I was picturing it easier than it actually was. And what I didn't underestimate is how much 10,000 steps are and how long it takes to complete 10,000 steps. But I am happy to report that I just completed a 30-day, 10,000 steps a day challenge. I did not miss any days. And I am even more excited to report that I am down another 10 pounds. I am currently weighing about 126, 127. So in total, I have lost 21 pounds. And since I started the 10,000 K steps a day challenge, I have gone down 10, I have gone down, and I feel great. I've enjoyed walking, but it did take a lot more effort and a lot more work than I had initially anticipated. And but I feel like it did drastically change my body and lean my body out, because on top of that, I was still working out, still doing dumbbell workouts at home, 15, 20 minutes a day, 3 to 4 times a week, sometimes even 5 times a week. So on top of that, having to accomplish the 10,000 steps was not easy at all. I work a full-time job. I have a lot going on, so it was hard, but I was able to do it. I'll share some tips of how I was able to do it. One of the ways that really helped me get this done was getting a walking pad. I do live in Florida and we have great weather here. I can still go out because it's not freezing, but we still get rain, and it does still get dark early, and sometimes it's not safe being out there walking late at night. So getting a walking pad definitely helped me accomplish the 10,000 steps a day. Having the dogs definitely helped me accomplish the 10,000 steps a day, taking them on more walks, and just taking that extra commitment to complete that. So typically I would wake up, do my dumbbell workouts, eat breakfast, get ready for work, take the dogs on a walk, take the dogs on a 15, 20-minute walk. Then during my lunch break, I'll try to get some steps in the treadmill. After work, walk the dogs some more, have dinner, and then wind down the night with some steps, watching some YouTube videos or just doing something online as I'm finishing up those steps, and then calling it a night. That was basically the weekdays. It was all focused around me getting my steps in. On the weekends, it was much, much easier. By 2 o'clock, I would have my 10,000 steps in because I'd either be walking to the grocery store, running errands, but walking instead of driving, or doing yard work outside or cleaning. Before you know it, you could spend, your day cleaning and rack up 10,000 steps like nothing. Just like the jump rope challenge, the first week of the 10,000 steps a day challenge, your body really needs to get used to it. The first few days, I was dead tired. My body was just hurting. Everything hurt. My legs hurt, my feet hurt, my arms hurt. It was just pain everywhere. And after a few days, your body would get used to it. And on some weekends, I even went up to 15,000 steps. But during the weekdays, and you could even see the chart. This is my monthly chart here. You can see that on the weekdays, I barely made it over 10K. And then you can see the spikes on the weekends. So it just shows you that, you can still accomplish it with a 9 to 5 job and with many things going on, but it did take a lot of extra work and dedication. So I am happy that the challenge is over. It doesn't mean I'm going to stop walking or focusing on my steps. I did get a Fitbit. This is the Inspire 3. It just helped so much more than tracking it on my phone, because I don't like to take my phone while I'm taking a walk. If I'm taking a walk, I want to enjoy the nature. I want to enjoy outside, clear my mind, and I don't want to have people calling me or texting me or me wanting to look up something on the phone. So I do try to leave my phone at home. And then the Inspire 3, yep, it wasn't very expensive at all. And it helps track your steps, and the charge lasts for like 4 or 5 days. So it's good there as well. I really enjoyed having it, and it's very easy to help me track my steps. It feels good. I'm happy that the challenge is over. I am going to continue walking, but I'm also going to give myself a little bit of a break. I'm still continuing to track calories. I am thinking about potentially increasing my calories to about 1,700. Don't know how much further I should lose weight. I still feel like I do have some leftover stomach that needs to be lost, but I also don't want to lose muscle. I want to lose fat. So I want to make sure that I'm not just shedding weight, and which is why I've continued to do dumbbell workouts the whole time, because I'm trying to build muscle and I don't want to lose that muscle mass. I want to lose fat. So I do got a little bit of fat left in the stomach, but overall, even in the chest area, I've gone down 2 bra sizes. I am like at the smallest I've been in maybe 20 years, and it just feels so much better, and is so much less weight that I'm carrying around in my boobs and in my stomach. So overall, I just feel better. I feel lighter. My clothes feels better, and I'm very happy with the results, but I don't think I'm done yet. I think I want to keep going a little bit further and seeing, because I've seen such big changes in my body. Here's a before picture when I tell you that my breasts were just, puffed up. My stomach was just, overbearing hard. So I had all that visceral fat that was pushing out my muscles that gave me that hard stomach look. No, absolutely no waistline here. Nothing at all. Nothing of that sort. And now, if you look at the updated pictures, now you could see more lean, more muscle tone, more defined waist. I finally have a waist, a smaller chest, way smaller chest. So this is the after. This took, right now it's been 4 months, and yeah, it was only 20 pounds, but look at how much my body has changed. So I'm very, very happy with the result. And like I said, I'm not done yet. I still want to keep on going. I want to keep eating healthier, and I enjoy all the meals that I've learned how to cook. And I look forward to sharing some of the recipes that I've scoured on YouTube and been able to find and make them delicious. So yeah, guys, so that's what's been happening in the world of my fitness journey. So sorry guys, I'm back. My phone storage is full. I was trying to film this. I'm trying to just film with whatever I have, so I'm doing it on my phone. So we do have to wrap this up because I have limited storage on my phone, it seems like. If there's anything that I want you guys to learn from anything that I've said, is that, I'm 45 years old. I had never worked out seriously before this. Like, you can change, you can start today, you can make improvements in your life that are really going to change your life. I never started this with the intention of losing weight. Now it's become a gift to what I started, which was my goal when I started getting fit at 45 was to build muscle, build strength, with the idea that I don't know what's going to happen when I get older. I want to be able to get up and move around. I want to be able to be strong. And that is the mentality that I went into this with. So it wasn't a fast, I want to lose, 20 pounds in 2 weeks. That was not my mindset. My mindset is, how can I change my life so that I can become stronger, so that I become fitter, so that I can be a stronger version of myself that can be capable of taking care of herself, 30 years from now. So that was the mindset that I went in it with it. And I feel like that's the reason why I've been able to stick with it. And also just being very crafty with the meals. There's so many there's so many people on YouTube and so many great resources. And I think that is one of the tricky things, is that there might be a little bit too much information on YouTube, and sometimes you could get strayed in the wrong way. But there is also a lot of valuable information. And as long as you're willing to do your own research with things that you come across and see what works and what is just a fad or somebody trying to sell you something, you can come across not a knowledgeable people that are here to help you and to make sure that you're able to succeed. So I'm very excited because 4 months ago, I was a lazy person that never worked out and did anything. And since then, I've completed a 30-day jump rope challenge, a 30-day 10,000 steps challenge. I've lost 21 pounds in total. I've built muscle. I feel great about myself, and I'm not done. Like, I don't feel like I just want to stop and go back binge to my old ways. Like, I don't even want to do that. And to me, that mindset change is what's really going to help me succeed long term versus, just doing a fad diet that is going to make me lose weight quick. And it took me a long time to get here. Like, it was a gradual progression of understanding the science behind losing weight and how important protein is. Like, I really had to understand that I needed to eat protein to feel full. And trust me, guys, I don't do the protein shake things. I don't eat protein bars, but I do try to prioritize protein because it makes you feel better and it'll help you build muscle. So understanding that just losing weight wasn't going to give me the body that I wanted. I wanted to look fit. I wanted to look strong. And that meant that I needed to lose fat plus build muscle. So just eating lettuce and chicken was never going to get me my dream body. It was just going to make me look like a smaller version of the skinny fat version, shapeless version that I already had. So I'm looking forward to the next part of my journey, the progressing with my body recomposition, because that's where I feel I am right now in the progression of my fitness journey. And I want to touch more on what I'm eating, how I got through this, and it's been a wild ride. I'm looking forward to letting my body rest probably for this next week. And who knows what challenge I'll pick up next. There is something I have been wanting to learn how to do push-ups. So maybe I'll focus on doing some type of body weight exercises and learning some of those and do a challenge around those. But I don't know. We'll see. I think it's also important to give your body a chance to rest. So I'm going to take the next week or two off, still stay active, continue my dumbbell workouts like I do every day, but give my body some rest on the cardio, give my body a little bit more calories. I'm going to go up to 1700 calories, and let my body rest and recover and continue to build muscle. And I'm looking forward to seeing what things are going to be like, 6 months from now. So I'll definitely keep you guys posted. Sorry I've been away, but hopefully now that I have some downtime from the 10,000 steps a day challenge, I'll be able to make more content. That's definitely something else that I'm looking forward to. And if I had to say, like, if I had to look back at the jump rope challenge or the 10,000 steps a day challenge, the jump rope challenge was much easier because you could do it in 15, 20 minutes, 10 minutes even, like once you've progressed. But this being that 10,000 steps a day takes so long to fulfill, it was definitely a more challenging challenge. But we were able to tackle both and we've made great progress. So I'm looking forward to making more videos, connecting more with you guys, and I hope everybody has a great day. If you have any questions about anything, just drop them in my comments. You guys, if you're just starting your journey, start small, start where you can start, and you'll find your way there. Trust me, like it took me time, but I found my way here, and I'm still not where I feel like I'm going to be in 6 months. It's a learning process. It's a journey. And as long as you keep on showing up every day, that is the biggest key to the success, is showing up and keep doing the same things, or keep trying every day. You have a bad cheat day, that's fine. Tomorrow go back to your regularly planned eating schedule. So yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in, and I'll check you guys on the next episode. Before I let you guys go, make sure to subscribe, drop me a comment, let me know how your 2026 fitness goals are going. Thanks guys for checking out my video, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.